Something explosive just happened between New Delhi and London, and it is sending shockwaves through political and economic circles across both countries. Overnight, reports began circulating that a massive £27 billion segment of UK-India trade has been thrown into sudden uncertainty. And what has everyone talking is a fiery public exchange between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Viewers, what you are about to hear is the kind of geopolitical tension that doesn't just stay in government buildings, it spills into markets, businesses, supply chains, and the lives of millions. And tonight, we break down exactly what triggered this dramatic moment. It all started when statements attributed to the Starmer administration were viewed in India as dismissive, even disrespectful, toward several ongoing economic negotiations. Indian officials, according to multiple reports, interpreted the comments as undermining months of diplomatic progress. And then came the spark that lit the fuse. Prime Minister Modi responded sharply, publicly, and without hesitation. Clips of his remarks spread like wildfire across social media, with analysts describing them as some of his strongest words directed at the UK in years. Within hours, traders, investors, and policy experts began sounding alarms about the potential economic fallout. The number that keeps dominating headlines, £27 billion, refers to the scale of trade agreements and market flows that could be affected if tensions continue to escalate. While nothing has officially collapsed, the fear of a breakdown alone has already caused ripple effects. Businesses in both countries are suddenly unsure whether certain deals, tariffs, or partnerships will proceed, and the uncertainty has created an atmosphere of urgency and anxiety. But the real question is, what exactly pushed Modi to respond so forcefully? According to political analysts, the issue may not be just about a single comment or a single policy disagreement. Instead, it appears to be the latest chapter in a much larger story, one involving long-standing trade frustrations, cultural misunderstandings, domestic political pressures, and the increasingly strategic role of India on the world stage. Modi's response, many experts say, was a deliberate message that India is no longer willing to be treated as a secondary player in negotiations, especially when the stakes are this high. Meanwhile, inside the UK, Starmer's government is facing its own storm. Critics argue that mishandling relations with India, one of the world's fastest-growing economies, could deal a severe blow to the UK at a time when it is still trying to stabilize post-Brexit trade networks. Supporters, however, insist that the Prime Minister's comments were taken out of context and that the UK remains committed to maintaining strong ties with India. But as of now, the political temperature is rising on both sides. Behind the scenes, business leaders are scrambling to assess the damage. Several tech, pharmaceutical, and manufacturing firms, industries deeply connected to UK-India trade, are reportedly holding emergency meetings to decide whether to delay shipments, renegotiate contracts, or suspend certain operations until the situation becomes clearer. Economists warn that if tensions continue, companies in both countries could suffer major financial setbacks, and some investors may pull back from long-term commitments. Meanwhile, reaction from the public has been fierce. In both nations, millions have taken to social platforms to defend their leaders, criticize their opponents, or call for calm. Hashtags have surged, video clips have gone viral, and commentators from every angle are offering their interpretations of the escalating drama. The conversation has grown beyond policy. It has become emotional, patriotic, and deeply symbolic. But here's where it gets even more complex. This sudden trade turmoil is unfolding against a backdrop of global economic instability. With geopolitical tensions rising in multiple regions and economies under pressure, both India and the UK know that losing a major trade partner right now could be a costly mistake. That is why experts believe that despite the sharp words exchanged, both governments may move quickly behind closed doors to cool the situation before real damage occurs. Still, the uncertainty remains, and in global markets, uncertainty alone can be as dangerous as an actual collapse. That is why so many analysts are watching closely for any sign, any update, any statement that could signal whether the £27 billion trade flow will stabilize or spiral into a full-scale crisis. What we are witnessing is more than a diplomatic disagreement. It is a test of leadership, a test of economic resilience, and a test of how major nations navigate conflict in a world where every word, every headline, and every policy shift can trigger global consequences. As of this moment, all eyes remain on Modi and Starmer, waiting for the next move, the next statement, or the next turning point in this unfolding story. Stay with us as we continue to monitor every development, every reaction, and every ripple effect of this rapidly evolving situation. Because the truth is, when the relationship between two global economies becomes strained, the entire world pays attention and the fallout can reshape markets, alliances, and political landscapes in ways no one expects.